Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60andMe. Thank you for being here today and joining me on a makeup adventure. I have never done this type of video before where I'm comparing two palettes, and I'm going to put them on one on each side of my face and see if you can see the difference and help me to understand the purchasing mentality of buying a palette that's $75 and one that's $20, and whether one looks better or different than the other, and which one you would choose. Now today I've actually started with, I put my foundation on because I wanted to use a foundation that I was used to and that I knew would react with different powders and palettes. These are all powder products, and I've used my Radiant Cosmetics. This is the most amazing foundation. It's a radiant. It's called Wonderlight, and I think it's natural beige. I'll leave the details below. I've been wearing this foundation now for years, and it gives a nice radiant finish. Perfect color for me. So I chose the Radiant Cosmetics because I knew I could work with it with other different kinds of products. I also put on my eyebrows, and I used for that a new product I've just started using, which is the NYX. It's called Lift and Snatch, I think. I'll leave the details. But it's a brush and really, really cool for filling in those places where there are no hairs anymore. In your eyebrows, those places. As we get older, they seem to vanish somewhere. And then I just use my Essence, it's Make Me Brow, as a sort of brow mascara. So that's my eyebrows done. I also use e.l.f., the browsing one, or the one that they make for same mascara for eyebrows. So that's done. What else? I put a little bit of gloss on my lips because they get dry as I'm talking, but I'll do lipstick later. And I'm going to use the same lipstick for both. But anyway, let's get started because I want to just tell you quickly, I put my foundation on right up to my under my eyes, but I'm going to put my Becca under eye primer on, which is this cool blue cream, and I'm going to put that on underneath my both eyes, of course, but I'll put them on so they're hydrated, which is a really important part of this whole process. For concealer, I'm not going to use anything fancy. I'm going to use a drugstore product. It's Joa. Joa does a series of products. They've got a great applicator, and this one is as a dark circle concealer in light. And I'm also going to put a bit of the same brand, Joa, brightener. So I'm going to just dab that under my eyes, low down on the eye, not right under the. And I don't put too much on, but I've discovered a little bit is okay. And if you put it on with that under eye primer to give it your hydration, this is the brightener. And you'll see as I put this on, I'm just going to put that towards the edges actually. See the color, the nice color you get with that? And I'm going to just apply that with my fingers. And it just, I don't know, just sort of settles things down a bit under my eyes. I will do the primer for the eyelids as well. Okay, so that's the under eye primer and concealer, although I don't call it concealer, it's just really a corrector. And then I'm going to use my Mario eye prep and set. This product, I'm telling you, for me, it's become like an absolute go-to. It's got two, if I can get this the right way around, very dirty mirror, two concealers and a powder, and they're almost finished. I've almost used this all up, but I'm going to just dab a bit of the medium on my eyelids, and that will just give me a palette or a foundation to start with. Can you see how that immediately covers the red in my eyelids and gets your eyes ready for makeup, for eyeshadow? And I'm going to put it on the other side as well. This product was, I think, $25, but it was the best $25 I've ever spent on an eye product. I just adore it. It's really, really nice. The lighter shade of the two is, I use it just a teeny little dab under my eyebrows on the outer half. Okay, so when I get this done, I'll be able to start comparing these two palettes. So that's my face ready to go. Two palettes. Charlotte Tilbury, it's called Instant Look of Love in a Palette. She just released this a little while ago. It comes in two shades. This is the lighter of the two, and then there's a darker shade. I so wanted to love this palette, and it was $75. I like her products. I've actually got quite a few, and today I actually used Magic Cream, the Magic Cream Light, as my moisturizer. So I love Charlotte Tilbury products. This one just left me questioning whether I really had made a good investment with a $75 purchase. And I've got some reasons why, and I think as I put the products on, you'll understand. So basically in this palette, you've got a bronzer and a powder. And this powder is her airbrush filter powder, which is, you know, world famous and really, really beautiful powder. This is the bronzer that she says comes in her Hollywood highlighter and bronzer, which I have. So I knew that this bronzer would be great. It also has a blush color, a highlighter, and 3 eye colors: dark brown, nice taupey brown, and then a kind of a topper, like an enhance color, which is interesting. So that's my my Charlotte Tilbury palette product. The other one I want to show you is one by Milani. Now this Milani palette, Emily Knoll introduced me to this. She's another blogger, and I purchased it, and I really, really liked it. And it was $20, and there's the colors. Little different, but bronzer, highlighter, 2 blushes, a blush matte and a blush with a bit of sparkle, and then 3 eye colors. Same kind of idea, slightly darker, which is the darker? This is the darker one at the top, a lid color, and an enhance. So those are the 2 palettes. I'm going to put them side by side so that you can see them. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 2. Milani, Charlotte Tilbury, 75, 20. So I'm going to put these on and we'll see how they go. Now, for me, I don't put a lot of bronzer on because in the palette they're here, I will put bronzer on first. And I think I'll do bronzer, and then blush. I'll just alternate. And I'm not honestly a very equipped makeup artist, and in the sense that I don't have a dozen brushes. And so what I'm going to use is the same brush for each product, but I've got 2 little cloths here that I'm going to, different colors, that I'm going to wipe them off on so that I can just use one simple brush. This is actually a brush with a little bit slanted. So I'm using that for the bronzer. Now, the Charlotte Tilbury, I know this is going to be lovely because I've used it before. And I'm going to put this on my left-hand side. And you'll see as I apply it, it's a nice color. It's kind of a cool bronzer, so it's not matte or not glowy and orangey reddish. It's really lovely. Very and I'll just try to put it a little bit on this side of my face. I've never done this half and half before, so this is kind of a challenge and opportunity. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, under your chin, you can put a bit of the bronzer to just create that illusion that those jowl lines aren't there anymore. So I'm just going to take a quick look and see what I've done with the bronzer. Yeah, that's nice. It's a very nice bronzer, I must admit. Now, the Milani side, I'm going to wipe this off, is a little bit different. It's a more yellowy kind color bronzer, and so it's going to be a little bit different. And I'm going to apply it lightly because I want to make sure that I get the same effect. And so this is the bronzer on the Milani side, and you can see it's a little bit more browny orange color, but I don't think it's that much different. But still, we're not trying to really in a way compare the colors. I know the colors are going to be very different, but I'm really just talking about the quality of the product, its ability to, you know, be blended and mixed with other products. And so that's the bronzer on the Milani side. And I'll take a little dab of that and put it underneath my chin. So you can see, I mean, I can see it myself, but maybe it's not so easy on camera. Oops, I put too much there. That this is the bronzer for the Milani side and the bronzer for the Charlotte Tilbury side. To me, this is probably the one product in the pans that is different, truly different, but I'm okay with that. So that's the bronzer applied. Now I'm going to apply the cheek products. Now brush my brush here. I want to make sure I do this really well because, you know, colors will stay on a brush, and I just want to make sure we get the accurate color for both. So I'm going to go into this blush here by Charlotte Tilbury, and apply it on the cheeks. Okay, now when other bloggers have demoed this palette, they always go, "Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful color," and it's like you get sucked into that comment, you know, like, "Oh, it is a beautiful color." But is it a beautiful color? I don't know. To me, it's very light, and I'm not going to put a ton on because I don't want to kind of overdo it here, but I want to just show you what that color, and I'm putting a fairly good amount on. That's the blush on the Charlotte Tilbury side. Milani, there's two blushes in that palette. I'm going to wipe this brush really well. And I showed you earlier that one is a matte blush here, and the other one is a kind of a highlighter. And since there's a highlighter in the Charlotte Tilbury, I'll use that later. But this is the blush that I'm going to put on. It's the darker of the two, this one here. And place that on the other side. Honestly, this is kind of fun. I've never done this before, so I'm learning as I go. Now, immediately you can see with just a very, very slight touch, and I put hardly anything on my brush, this is a much different color. Can you see? It's darker, it's peachier, and I don't know, it just seems to me to kind of make your face pop a little bit more. But I'm gonna, I like that blush. I'm gonna just put a little teeny bit more so you can see it. I want you to see this in action. This is important. Okay, so there's the Charlotte Tilbury side, and there's the Milani side. And in terms of highlighter, I'm going to go into the Charlotte Tilbury one, which is very pretty. It's this one in the middle here. I've got funny light today. I hope it's not going to be too crazy. But I'll put a tiny dab of that on just up above the top using this same brush. That's the highlighter for the Charlotte Tilbury. I don't like a beamy highlighter, so I quite like that. I think that's okay. And then I'll do the highlighter for the Milani, which is a more of a color. It's not a highlighter that's got like, sorry about the light here today. It's really funny, but I hope the light is staying on my face, which is good. And then I'll put a little bit of the highlighter. Oops, I'm just putting it in the wrong place. For the Milani. Okay, so that's the highlighter for the Milani. It's a little bit brighter, I think, a little bit more glowy. What do you think? It's hard to tell. I'm looking at my phone and I've got this challenge with my light, so it's kind of flickering, but I think that's really, really pretty. And I'm going to just put a teeny bit more. So I want to get it, so the same one. Now, can you see, actually, now that I put it on, you can see it's got a much golder look to it, but still not too intense. It's still okay. Now, I hope I'm going to continue here with this light. I might just stop for a second now and try to do the curtains and come back to you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. The light is so important for this particular video because I want you to see the differences in the two. And I just have to keep highlighting again that this Charlotte Tilbury palette was $75 and that Milani is $20. So the reason I'm doing this is that I'm just beginning to feel like I am being seduced by brands, and I really don't want to do that anymore, because I think that I jumped on this Charlotte Tilbury palette because I don't even know why, and as soon as I put on the eyes, I think you'll even realize more why I question it. And it's not that I love the Milani one more. It's not that I think it's the best or it's a perfect face palette, but it has got some features for a very affordable price. So let's go on to eyes, because I think you can see the difference. Cooler look over here, more goldy, more peach on the Milani side. So let's do eyes. Now, in terms of eyeshadow, the Charlotte Tilbury products, they're beautiful. The quality of the product is fantastic. I'm going to actually start with this middle one, which is the taupe color. She numbers these in the order that you might use them. So I'm going to kind of break a rule there and just start with the maybe I'll start with the darker one on the edge of the edge. Here we go. Let's start with the darker one. It's not actually all that dark, but I'm going to put it on the, I'll just pop it all over. I'm kind of the mind these days that you just put one color on all your lid. You just don't worry about shading different tones and shadows and crease lines and transition lines. You just, honestly, as you get older, I think most people have got hooded eyes, so it's kind of a challenge anyway to keep things from going too high. But if you just put it up a little bit, I'm not going all the way to the center, and I'm going to just use the other side of this brush and keep going with Charlotte Tilbury here. So I'm going to go to the middle color, this lighter taupe. It's a very pretty color. I actually do like this one. I'm going to use my mirror to put it in the center. Now, the second that people put this on their eyes when they're doing the promotions, the other bloggers, it's like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And it's like, okay. It's pretty. It's it's not spectacular. I mean, my Urban Decay Toasted gives me a similar effect, but it's nice. It's pretty. So that's that one. And then this enhanced color, which is this one here. I'm going to use my fingers. I'm going to do this for the Milani one as well. I'm going to use the same technique and put this on the center of the eye. It's nice. It's quite pretty. I think I mean, this is an everyday look. It's not a look that you know, are going to get like this drama with lots of colors. It's very, very pretty. I'll bring it right to the center and so you can see. I think it's pretty. And I'm going to take that brush and give it a good wipe here and just do some fluffing to blend the edges. Even though I don't go up above the hooded part of my eye very much, I do sort of like it to kind of blend in with the top a little bit. So that's the Charlotte Tilbury eye. I think it's pretty, I really do. And I think if this palette was $20, I would say, oh, that's great. But the Milani, I'm going to try now and do a similar kind of look, starting with the darker of the 3 shades, which is this one right here. Now, this is where you're going to see there's no comparison in the sense that it's not as dark as, it's not, you know, it's not going to be as, oh, I don't know. It's just not going to be the same. But that's okay. I'm not actually, as I said, trying to play with the colors as much as I am the quality of the product, the blendability, and you can see this blends really nicely, and it's pretty. I mean, this is the Milani, and I'll just keep going here. And as I said, I don't put it too far up on my lid. I just kind of stop there. Now I'm going to take this, the second shadow, which in this case is more of a peachy color. It's this one right here. And so it's not going to give us the same taupe effect as the Charlotte Tilbury did. But I'm going to put that on and see what happens. And of course, it's very different. But I guess my question here is, what do you like better? What makes the eye pop for you? Now, I don't think this is a terribly dramatic color. So I don't think you could say, oh, you cannot wear this during the day. I think it's perfect for daytime use as well. But it's a different tone. But I don't know, for me, and I'm honestly not being critical of the Charlotte Tilbury any way for the quality, but I actually kind of like what's happening over here. It just seems, my eye seems to be lifted. I seem to be more, it just seems more bright and colorful. And that's what I like about makeup. And for me, if it doesn't have that quality, then I just feel, was it really worth $75? So I'm going to use that the middle shadow now, which is it's not quite the same as the Charlotte Tilbury enhanced color, which is beautiful, but this has got nice colors to it too. So I'm going to just put some of that on my finger, as I did with the Charlotte Tilbury, and put it on the center. Okay, so admittedly, it's different, super different, but I want you to just have a look at this look. And what I'm going to do actually with this Milani is I'm going to use a little bit of the highlighter, because the highlighter will give it a little bit more of a gentle color. Definitely more gold though, and gold toned. But you could play with this and turn it into something taupier for sure. Okay, so I'm going to take that same brush and just do a little bit of, okay. So that is the side of the Milani side. Okay, so I'll close my eyes. Milani, Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I look at them and I think, oh, they're really, really different. That's a super different look. But you know, to me, I think it's okay. I think both of them are beautiful. Now, the only thing on the Charlotte Tilbury side that is not in the Milani one is the powder. And her powder, of course, as I said, is pretty famous for being like the best. I mean, people say it is the best setting powder in the world. And I think it's nice. I mean, I like the Flower Beauty powder almost as much, but I'm going to just put a little bit of setting powder on this side of my face. It's nice. It does take the pores and soften them. So that's definitely, and it's a big pan in the palette. So you get quite a bit of powder, which is lovely. So I'm going to just, now to me, and I don't mean to be, you know, making a comment, but I think the blush has disappeared completely from that side. And I'm going to even go back and put a bit more on because I want some more color on this side. But it's a different tone. The whole tone is different. But in a way, maybe it's got a different function. You use it at a different time, I don't know. But on the Milani side, I'm going to use my, let's see, which powder shall I use? I didn't bring one. I didn't bring my Flower Beauty one. Okay, well then I think I'll just have to use a teeny bit of the Charlotte Tilbury just to make it, in terms of not the color so much, but just the texture be similar. as I said, I was going to bring out the Flower Beauty, which is for me a creamier powder, but still beautiful for this type of makeup look. So I just wanted to do that to even it out for you. So, okay, lips are next, and I've chosen a Flower Beauty lipstick, which I adore. It's Tiger Lily. And where is my Tiger Lily? I'm going to put it on with my, this is almost to the bottom of the lipstick. So I'm going to just put it on with my lip, with my finger. I would show it to you, but it's almost down to the very, very bottom. I actually like putting on lipstick this way. I think it's really nice. It makes you just feel more sensual. You get more on your fingers. And the reason, by the way, that this Tiger Lily is down to the very bottom of the of the lipstick is that I use it all the time. I just love the color, and I think it's pretty with this particular peachy look. And both are really peachy pink. Just that one is a bit, I think, more vibrant than the other. So let me just okay. I'm looking at myself and I'm just thinking, I don't know. I really don't know. The Charlotte Tilbury is pretty. I do like the fact that it's all in one palette, including the powder. I do like the fact that it's great quality. I do like the eye topper, and I think that's a nice, well, her products are quality. But I love the Milani too. I think it's really beautiful. And I think considering that I put it on with the Radiant foundation, which is very, very radiant, that they both have turned out really well. And I'm going to just give Charlotte Tilbury's powder all over my face just to even it out. What do you think? Okay, so I'm glad I did this. I just remembered I've forgotten a really, really important thing, which is mascara. I'm using my Maybelline Sky High. This is a great mascara. I've fallen in love with it, like many, many millions of people. I'll just pop that on to make the eyes really, really pop. It's not a huge volumizing mascara, but it is lengthening and just good quality. See how it separates the lashes? It's really dramatic. I love this product a lot. It's one of my drugstore recommendations. In fact, just about everything here I've used today is drugstore. At the Essence product on my brows, the NYX. Oops, hair. Let's put this mascara on the other side. I used to always rush with mascara. And then I thought, why am I doing that? Just take your time. And I didn't put any liner or any kind of, contouring or anything on my eye. I just wanted to focus on the shadows more than anything. And I think this did hopefully a good job of telling you the difference. Hold on a second. I just need to do this other eye so it's the same. Okay, I think that's even. But anyway, this is my look. Milani, $20 palette. Charlotte Tilbury, $75 palette. Which one do you like? Or do you like them both, but for different reasons? And I guess your question then is, which one is going to be more suitable for me? Which one is more affordable or in my price range, in my budget? And, is it the color intensity or quality that you like? This admittedly is more of a warm tone. This is more of a cool tone, and maybe I just prefer warmer tones, and that's just kind of why I'm gravitating towards this side of my face. But I do think this is pretty too, and I think it was worth doing this. Quite an interesting adventure. I've never done it before, but hope that you enjoyed it and got some learning from it yourself, and maybe got a chance to ask yourself why you choose a high-end product, a luxury product, over a drugstore product. By the way, this lipstick is fantastic, and it's a drugstore product. And so, I think you could use that with anything. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I might put lip liner on, but right now I think I'll stop and just let you absorb it and think about it. And leave me your comments below. Are you into buying high-end luxury products almost as an addiction, or are you more likely to buy something that's affordable and perhaps more similar and more suited to your skin tone and your personality? Which one do you like? Okay, well, take good care, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I look forward to sharing with you more videos in the future. If you have any product lines that you'd like me to try, please let me know. I'm always on the lookout for interesting experimental makeup. Women over 60 still love to play with makeup. We still have to look good on the outside as we feel on the inside. And I hope that you have a really fabulous day. And thank you so much for your support and for being here. Love you all so much. Take very good care. Bye-bye for now.